Hello, everyone. This is Carly. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Crafting with Class. Today, I have the tutorial for the Anna Griffin Flower Pop-Up Card Making Kit. So I will share the instructions how to put this together. Now, this was the last of the auto ship of the pop-up flowers from last year, and I'll show you all three that I created. So let's unbox this. And this is the first time I'm looking at this as well. So let's dive in. So when you open up the box, first thing you see is, of course, the inspiration sheet. And she has lots of beautiful examples, as always, of what you can create with this kit. And inside are going to be the instructions. And sorry, I have that band-aid on my finger. My cat attacked me, maimed me on my craft hand. And so there are the instructions of how to put it together. You also get the sentiment banners and circle banner or circle sentiments. And those are not stickers. You have some foam tape, foam squares. You also get some of these swirls and flourishes in gold foil. You also get a pack of sentiment stickers in different colors, and these are all occasion as well. Then you get a hardy pack of flowers. And so these are not her 3D flowers. These are flat because, you don't want super bulkiness on a pop-up. So you get a pack of those. And so I will show you what, the ones you get in a moment. Next, you get all the components for the mechanism on the inside. So I'll give you a closer look at that in a moment. Then, of course, you get your 5x7 envelopes. You get your 20 card bases. And these card bases come decorated on the outside and on the inside. And it tells you where to put your mechanism. You get 2 of each design in lots of pastel-y colors, pinks and blues, greens, lilacs. And the designs to me seem a little bit vintage-y, like 70s kind of stuff. So there they are. And they coordinate, of course, with everything else that comes in the kit. And then you get your signature cards and coordinating colors, and you get 2 sheets of those, and those are stickers. All right, so that's what's in the kit. Now, taking a look at the mechanism pieces. So these are like the saucers that go underneath, and you can see all the colors and patterns. So you have stripes, and you also have some checkered, and you also have some text. So I don't know if the text corresponds to anything in particular, like some kind of poetry or literature or anything like that, but that's what they are. Now, I always take the time to separate the flowers into the baseball card sleeves, and it helps me to see all the different types of flowers, and it actually helps me to pick them out faster so I can kind of put things together a little bit faster. So here are all the different types of flowers. All right, let's get started. So you want to pick out the 4 pieces. So your card base, you want to pick out your saucer, your pot that you want to use, and then the structure that goes in the middle. You can make them mix and match with the different patterns or colors, however you want, but I have picked out all the same pattern. So as always with these kits, you get very easy, goof-proof in my opinion, places where you're going to add adhesive. I always start by folding. So I'm going to fold on all the score lines that are already part of the pieces here. So on the flower pot, you have one at the top, and that's going to fold down and just to create like a decorative edge. So you have one there, and then you have one on the other side. You have the side that I just did, and then you have the 2 flaps. So I like to get everything folded kind of ready to, so they know what they need to do. Same thing with the saucer. You have one in the middle because this is where it's going to be in the middle of the card. So this is a very important one that you pre-fold, and so it knows kind of which way it needs to go. So now all the colored pieces are where you're going to add adhesive. You can use whatever adhesive that you want. I've used liner tape, so I've used the score tape, so put it everywhere where you see color. And everything is labeled by color and by letter. So it's really easy to put together. So I'm going to pull the liner tape here, I'm going to fold it down, and this is purely decorative to give it that decorative edge. And then on this side, I'm going to peel this tab, and this lilac is going to touch the lilac. So we're just going to bring it over and press down, and that's it. And that's the flower pot. I feel like this one is a little bit easier to put together than the other ones, and the teacup, and what else was it? The window box. So yeah, I thought this was pretty easy to put together. All right, so I'm going to use my bone folder just to give it a little bit of shape because I put a big old crease in there. Okay, so you don't need to do that though. All right, so there's the flower pot. And so now what you want to do is take the saucer, and you're going to put those pink panels. Those are going to be what's going to hold your pot onto your saucer. So all you need to do is slide them into the slit, and this is the very outermost slit. There are 3 slits. So this one's going to go into the first slit just like that, and then you're going to see that on the other side it's going to be pink on the saucer bottom, and you're just going to glue that pink to that pink, and you want to cover it up. Another way you can do this is just by flattening the pot, sliding in the tab, and then see, so I'm flattening it and then just sliding it inside, keeping it flat, and then you want to align the pink on pink so that you don't see it. Now you can remove the tab and just press down on that tab, and that secures it to that side. So you're going to do the same thing, and you want to take the other side, put it into, you're going to skip the middle one, and you're going to go to the outer tab and do the same thing. So once you've lined it up, go ahead and press the pink on pink, and this secures your pot into the saucer. So you can open it up, and there it goes. So the next thing you want to do is to put the structure inside where your flowers are going to go. So all you need to do is you're going to match up again the green with the green. You're going to stick it inside that middle slot. It goes right through the middle, so you can see it come out on the other side. There it is. And so again, you want to remove the liner once you have them lined up together, and then you want to secure them together. And that puts the pot, the saucer, and the structure all together into the mechanism. And so now your pot is ready to be put inside of your card. So you're going to open up your card, and you're going to notice that it has a spot where it says put it right here. So that's what you're going to do. So add your adhesive to both parts of that little saucer. Now I'm using a combination of tape and wet adhesive because that'll give me a little bit of wiggle room so I can move it exactly where I want to, but it'll give you the strength of that instant hold of the dry adhesive. So that's what I like to do with these. So I'm putting it on both sides, and then with this pop-up I'm going to set the card completely flat, and then I'm going to put the pop-up right in the middle, making sure that those folds line up exactly, and then pressing it down really well. So then I'm going to close the card and train it to make sure that it knows where to go. And as you can see, it's perfectly flat. There's no bulging or anything going on in the middle. And the key is to make sure it lines up. All right, so the next part is, to me, the hardest part, which is to decorate, to figure out where do you want to put, what do you want to put where? And so I try to keep in mind Anna's philosophy of symmetry, right? What you do to one side, you want to do to the other side. And so I've picked out some of the flowers, and then I'm kind of putting them here, putting them there. And of course, as you put flowers, you want to make sure that they don't stick out from the sides or from the top, because then they're not going to fit into your envelope. So when you put flowers in, you want to make sure to check and test the mechanism to make sure they don't stick out. I like to use wet glue for the most part because, again, that allows me the chance to move things around and not really tear my paper, because it gives you a little bit of time while it's waiting to dry. And then in some of them, I use foam squares when I want them to be a little bit set back from the others. But I don't go crazy and put a whole bunch of foam tape, because then, to me, it just makes it way too bulky. And then, it looks crazy. So I am very frugal on the foam tape on the inside here. So I'm just going to add it till I like how it looks. And so I am combining all the florals in this kit along with a little butterfly and then one of the gold flourishes. So I'm placing that on the flower pot and just adhering them kind of where I think it goes best. So again, it's a little bee. So again, to me, this is the process that takes the absolute longest time. Now, in my stash, I found a bow that looks very, very similar to the bow design on the card piece. So I thought that kind of went nicely. So I went ahead and die cut that out. And actually, this comes from the Easter basket die that is new. So I borrowed the bow from there. And then I also die cut some roses, and these came from another Anna kit, not kit, but die set, I should say. And that one's from the Carte Noir, I believe. And then some other ones. I just kind of, and that's kind of what I do. Usually I do use all of everything that comes in the kit, but I always add more. And the reason for this is because I'm very frugal, putting it nicely. When it comes to the flowers that come in the kit, I like to use those to make the actual, pop-up, to be full of flowers, like I do here. And then, and for the outside. But for like decorating the rest of the card, I don't want to use my flowers for that. Because you don't get as many as you do with other kits, I find. So I tend to be a little bit frugal with how I use them. But I thought those looked nice like that. And then I put the signature card at the bottom. Now the thing I would recommend is some kind of closure. So here I am using a belly band. I'm going to adhere these panels. This is a vellum panel. And then I'm using one of the flowers from the kit, and I'm making my decoration for the outside. Now, for the belly band, you don't have to use anything specific. I'm just using one of the belly bands from one of the die sets and the Shutter card dies, just because I have them. But to make a belly band, you can literally just wrap some ribbon around it and tie a beautiful bow on the front, which I'll show you an example of that later in the video. And then, or you can just, take some strips of cardstock and wrap it around. So it doesn't have to be anything specifically, belly bandish. You can make your own. But since I have these, I'm just going to go ahead and use them. So with the belly bands, I'm going to adhere the two sections together, like so. I'm going to put it over my card just to make sure that it's going to fit. And then I'm going to secure it there just for a minute, just to hold it, to give it some memory so it knows, okay, this is how tight it needs to be. So I'm just kind of massaging it, rubbing it in place until the glue kind of, is pretty set. And then I'm going to place that front panel right on the middle of that belly band, and that's how it's going to decorate the front. So I'm going to add some of Anna's foam squares. Now these don't come in this kit. This is from Create, but they're a little bit thicker, so it's going to give it a little bit more lift than some of the other foam squares that I have. And then I'm just going to put that right in the middle. And I think that looks lovely. And like I said, in my opinion, I feel like you really need something to put on, to hold the card together, because if this otherwise the card is not gonna, close all by itself. It's gonna want to pop open. So I'm deciding that I wanted to put something along the sides. So I grabbed a couple of the flowers from the set, but I decided I didn't like that. So I am picking out a couple other ones. And again, this is why I love putting them in those baseball sleeves, because I can see all the flowers and then I can decide, oh, okay, maybe this one will be better. And I like that one a lot more. So I just want to find the one that's pointing in the right direction, because these are mirror images. So I want to find the ones that point in the right direction for the flowers, and I like that because I like how it looks with the flowers that are in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere these with some more foam tape so they're kind of on the same level, and I'll put those right to flank the sides, and I really liked how those look. So there's the front, and then it just slides off, and then there's the card. I love these pop-ups. I've really enjoyed all of the ones that I've gotten. And I believe this is the last one, right? So look how pretty, and it's nice and flat, no creasing or nothing crazy. All right, so then it's a matter of just putting the belly band back in there, sliding it down, and it's ready to go to a recipient. So these are the 3 that I ended up creating. So let's start with this one. So this one has a ribbon closure, as I mentioned before. If you don't want to deal with the belly band, then a ribbon closure would be the easiest thing. And as you can see, I messed up. I wasn't paying attention when I was doing this because I was actually watching TV at the same time. And so I put the flower pot, or I started decorating the inside on the wrong side, so that the front was on the back. So I had to create a new front so that it would make sense with what's going on the inside, but no foul, because I think it still came out lovely, and I don't think the recipient will know. So make sure you pay attention when you're working on your cards. And this is the second one. So again, this is another belly band closure. And so I just added those decorative elements. And as you can see, I didn't mess up on that one. So just slide off the belly band, and then here's the inside of this one. So again, this is the green one, but I stuck to similar elements as I did on the other cards, using a flourish up at the top, and then all the pretty florals inside. And you can have, fun decorating and adding whatever you want. Pull from your other Anna Beauty stash that you have, and, more. And of course, this is the one that I did with you. So adding all the little elements that I thought went together well with the card base. And then when you open that up and you get to see all the beautiful flowers in the bouquet with the little bow. So pretty. Again, I had so much fun with these pop-ups. I thought I really enjoyed all of them. Now, I didn't get the present one just because I wasn't wowed by that one, so I skipped that one. But I did get all the rest, the teacup, the window box, and I know there was one more. I don't know why I'm going blank. But I really enjoyed them all. There it is. So there's all 3. Aren't they super pretty? I hope you enjoy making your cards and don't be intimidated by these, because this one especially was very, very simple. And you get these beautiful pop-up, cards that your recipients will absolutely be wowed with, and they'll be so happy to get. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you found the tips and tricks that I shared helpful so that you have a great experience putting this great card kit together. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back soon with a new video for you. If you want to see any of the other pop-ups, then I will leave them here for you. Until next time, bye!